with its axis. With its axis vertical and vertex lowermost. Vertex lowermost. It's a semi-vertical angle. It's a semi-vertical angle. Is tan inverse of 0.5. Water is poured. Water is poured into it at a constant rate. At a constant rate of 5 cubic meter per hour. The water is poured in the conical funnel, just like a funnel. It is just like conical funnel, and water is poured at the rate of 5 cubic meter per hour. That means volume of the water is nothing but volume of the container. The volume of the container is given, it is increasing, the water volume is increasing at the rate of 5 cubic meter per hour, means the volume of the cone shaped structure is increasing at the rate of 5 cubic meters per hour. Find the rate at which the level of the water that means height of the water, that means height of the cone, the water contained vessel that the water is contained in. Height of the water is rising, increasing at the instant, at a particular time period, at an instant when the depth of the water in the tank is 4. When the depth of the water meters. When the depth of the water in the tank is 4 meters. Okay. A water tank has the shape of a funnel or reversed right circular cone with its axis vertical and whose vertex is lowermost. That means vertex is downwards and this is the reversed right circular cone. This is axis is vertical and this is the vertex which is lowermost. That is the last point. It's a semi-vertical angle. Semi-vertical angle means this, theta. Theta is given as tan inverse 1/2, 0.5. Now water is poured in this funnel type vessel at the rate of 5 cubic meters per hour. That means once the volume of the water changes, the cone volume also changes here. The cone volume also changes. It is the volume is changed at the rate of 5 cubic meters per hour. Then at which rate the level of the water increases, particularly at the instant when the depth of the water is 4 meters. When the depth of the water is 4 meters. That is the problem here. Let us suppose this is or, this one is or. water level. This is R and height is here, the length of this one. Height of the water is h. Height of the water is h. Volume of the water is considered as V. Let depth of water is h. It is a variable. Radius equal to R. Depth of the water and radius of the water level. Water surface is R. Given semi-vertical angle, theta is tan inverse 0.5 means 1 by 2. 0.5 means 1 by 2. So that implies theta equal to tan theta equal to 1 by 2. From the figure, tan theta is opposite side by adjacent side. So R by h is given as 1 by 2. Now R in terms of h is, so the radius of the water level, the radius of the water surface is always half to that of the depth of the water. That is the relation between radius and height of the water level. Now volume of the water. Volume V is, for the cone, the volume is 1/3 pi r square h. 1/3 pi r square h. In terms of completely h, this is or in terms of h is h by 2 whole square into h, which is pi by 12 h cube. The volume of the water, Vw, not vessel. Volume of the water is pi by 12 h cube, where h is the depth of the water. Now given dV by dt, rate of change in the water, volume of the water, given rate of change, because the water is pouring, it is increasing, so volume is increasing. Rate of change of Vw, that is dVw by dt. Volume, rate of change in the water, volume of the water is given 5 cubic meters, 5 cubic meters per hour. 5 cubic meters per hour. Now we are in need of the rate of change in the height of the water, depth of the water at a particular instant when the depth is 4 meters. That means when our h is 4 units or 4 meters, you have to find dH by dt. Therefore, V equal to pi by 12 h cube implies Vw. Vw equal to pi by 12 h cube implies by dt is pi by 12 into d by dt of h cube. That is dVw by dt is given as 5 equal to pi by 12 into, this is 3h square into dH by dt, because this is a function of h, whereas h depends on t. As and when the time period increases, as and when the water is pouring, the height of the water level is increasing. That means the depth of the water is increasing. So pi by 12 into, take the differentiation with respect to h and then h with respect to t by function of function rule. That gives us 12 into 5, 60 by 3 pi h square gives us dH by dt. But in particular, when h is 4 meters, the rate of change in h is needed. So dh by dt at h equal to 4 meters equal to the rate of change in the depth of the water, that is rate of change of depth of the water at h equal to 4 meters equal to 60 by 3 pi into h square. H square is 4 square. 320 times. So pi into 16. 4 5 is 4 4s. 5 by 4 pi. 5 by 4 pi meters per hour. Per hour. Because the units is given in hours. So that the height of or depth of the water level is increasing at the rate of 5 by 4 pi meters per hour. Taking pi as 22 by 7, you can still calculate the value. Taking pi as 22 by 7, so dh by dt at h equal to 4 is equal to 5 by 4 into 22 by 7. So you can take 7 in the numerator. That gives 35 by 88 meters per hour is the required rate of change in the depth of the water once the water is poured into conical vessel, reversed conical vessel at the rate of 5 cubic meters per hour. Next problem. Next problem. This is the problem from miscellaneous exercise related to rate of change. Of course, page number in your board textbook, page number 242. The problem is third one, third problem. Page 242 by problem number 3. The two equal sides of an isosceles triangle, with fixed base B or increasing or not increasing, this is decreasing or decreasing at the rate of 3 centimeter per second, at the rate of 3 centimeter per second. How fast is the area decreasing when the two equal sides are equal to the base, or equal to the base. This is the question. The two equal sides of an isosceles triangle of fixed base, the base is fixed, the equal sides are decreasing at the rate of 3 centimeters per second. How fast the area is decreasing when it is that isosceles becomes an equilateral? That is the question here. When the two equal sides are equal to base means when the isosceles triangles become equilateral triangle, how fast the area decreasing? That is the question here. Let us consider the isosceles. Let x be the length of equal side and b is fixed. Since it is variable, I am taking it as x. Here the base is fixed. There is no change in base. Once the base is fixed, no change in base. It is always fixed. It varies, x varies. So that equal sides, these two are equal sides. Consider this equilateral triangle having equal side length x and whose base is b. Let length of equal side of isosceles is x and base equal to b, fixed. It is constant. Fixed means constant, no change in b. In such case, area of triangle of base into height. Here height is given by clearly square root of x square minus b by 2 whole square, height. This is x, this is b by 2. These two are equal. Once these two are equal, the perpendicular dropped from the vertex to the opposite side bisects the opposite side. Hence, this is b by 2 and this is b by 2. So, the height may be considered as root over x square minus b by 2 whole square. Hence, area and given the sides are decreasing, equal sides are decreasing at the rate of 3 centimeters per second. That means dx by dt, rate of change in the equal side, dx by dt, decreasing in the means minus 3 centimeters per second. Because decreasing, x is decreasing at the rate 3 centimeters per second. I am taking negative sign to that one, minus 3 centimeters per second. Dx by dt is minus 3 centimeters per second. Now, area of triangle. Now, consider area. Area of triangle is half base into height. Base into height. That is half base. Base means b. It is always constant. Height is in terms of x, that is given by b square by 4. That is the base, which is nothing but, let us suppose area A is b by 2 into root over x square minus b square by 4. Okay. Now, the rate of change in area with respect to x, rate of change in x. Now, differentiating with respect to t on both sides. dA by dt equal to b by 2 is constant, d by dt of root over x square minus b square by 4. Clearly this is a function of x, whereas we are taking the derivative with respect to t. Hence, that is b by 2 into d by dx of root over x square minus b square by 4 into x int is changed according to the t. So, dx by dt follows. So, take the derivative of root over x square minus b square by 4 with respect to x, and dx by dt follows because x depends on change. X changes according to the t. So, that is b by 2 into, since it is a function of x and taking derivative with respect to x itself, for the root function the derivative is 1 by 2 root over x square minus b square by 4 into d by dx of the function inside the root x square minus b square by 4, again applying function of function rule. For the root function, just I am taking derivative 1 by assuming this one as single variable, some root z form with respect to x. So, d by dz of root z into dz by dx follows. That is the formula. D by dz of root z is 1 by 2 root z, which is nothing but that one. And dz by dx is, z is x square minus b by 4. So, d by dx of x square minus b by 4 into dx by dt follows. Now, that is given by b by 4 into root over x square minus b square by 4, of course, into derivative of x square. Derivative of x square is 2x, and derivative of b square by 4, since b square by 4 is constant, that is derivative of constant is 0, hence I am taking 0 here. Derivative of x square is 2x with respect to x, and derivative of b square by 4 is 0 into dx by dt follows. That gives us 2 times cancel bx by 2 into root over x square minus b square by 4 into dx by dt. But dx by dt is given minus 3, of course. So, that is minus 3 bx by 2 into root over x square minus b square by 4, since dx by dt is minus 3 centimeter per second. Now, this value, the rate of change in the area, is obtained when the equal sides are equal to the base. That means, in case of equilateral triangle, x equal to b. When x equal to b, this is to be needed. So, therefore, dA by dt, the rate of change of A with respect to t at x equal to b is 3b into b, replacing x with b by 2 into square root of b square minus b square by 4 itself, which is minus 3b square by 2 into 4b square minus b square by 2. Under 4, root 4 gives us 2, 2 cancel, minus 3b square by root 3b is our return, 1b cancel. So, root 3 times. So, the required rate of change, rate of decreasing of area when the triangle is equilateral. dA by dt at x equal to b. At x equal to b is minus root 3b square centimeters per second. Per second. This is our required problem. Once an isosceles triangle, in the isosceles triangle, the equal sides are decreasing at the rate of 3 centimeters per second. The area is decreasing at the rate of root 3b square centimeters per second. Whenever the isosceles triangle becomes equilateral. That means whenever x equal to b itself. That is one important problem in rate of change. Okay. These are all important problems related to rate of change. Next one. This is one more important problem. Which is useful in objective pattern. A point P is moving. A point P is moving. A point P is moving with constant velocity. With constant velocity. V along a line AB. O is the point on the line. O is the point on the line. Perpendicular to AB at A, and at a distance L from A. The angular velocity of P, angular velocity of P about O is LV by OP. LV by OP square. Third one, LV square by OP. Fourth, C and D is OP cube by or OP square by LV. Now a point P is moving with a constant velocity. V along a line AB. O is a point on the line perpendicular to AB. O is a point on the line perpendicular to AB at A, at a distance L from A, that is fixed. The angular velocity of P about O. Let us consider the figure. Let AB is the line. The perpendicular at A. The perpendicular to AB at A. O is on this line. Let us suppose O here. PV is moving. P is moving on this line. This is L. This is fixed. P is moving on the line AB. P is moving on the line AB. Then the angular velocity of P about O. The angular velocity of P about O is needed. That means once this angle is theta, AP makes theta angle at O, d theta by dt is angular velocity of P about O. How the angle changes according to the time. As P is moving on this line, the angle theta changes. So, d theta by dt gives us the angular velocity. The angular velocity. The rate of change in the angle made by AP at O, that is theta. The rate of change is d theta by dt. Gives us the angular velocity of P about O. D theta by dt is needed here. Let us suppose angle AOP is theta. Let AO equal to L, constant, fixed. This is given. P is the point on AB. Moving. P is a point, moving point. P is the moving point on AB. At certain instant, at an instant, that means at a time t, seconds or units, at an instant AP equal to x. Say, let us suppose this is x, and the angle made by AP at O, AOP is theta. AOP is theta. That is variable. As x varies, theta varies here. Theta is also variable. Now the relation between the given value L and x and theta is clearly from the figure. Taking tan theta, it is clear that x by L, here L is constant, x, so that x equal to L tan theta. Now dx by dt, differentiating with respect to t on both sides, dx by dt, L is constant, so L into d by dt of tan theta, d by dt of tan theta. But dx by dt, P is moving, but P is moving with constant velocity v. So, the rate of change in x, but P is moving with constant velocity v. That is dx by dt is v. dx by dt is v, constant velocity v. Hence, therefore, v equal to L into d by dt of tan theta. That is L into, since the function is in theta, whereas you are taking with respect to t, that may be written as d by d theta of tan theta into d theta by dt, because theta varies according to the time. As x varies, theta varies, x is varying according to the time. So, as p is moving towards b, this theta varies according to the time. Hence, I am taking derivative with respect to t, d theta by dt. That is equal to L into d by d theta of tan theta. Tan theta derivative with respect to theta is secant square theta into d theta by dt itself. Now, we are in need of d theta by dt, angular velocity. Therefore, d theta by dt equal to v by L secant square theta, that is v by L into 1 plus tan square theta, 1 plus tan, otherwise do one thing, I will replace secant theta straight away from the figure itself, v by L into secant theta. Secant theta is adjacent side by hypotenuse, the hypotenuse by adjacent side, that is OP by L whole square. Since from the figure secant theta equal to OP by L itself, which gives us LV by OP square. L square, we get L square, one L cancel, that remaining L goes to the numerator, LV by OP square. So, the angular velocity of P at theta, at 0 of course, at O. Angular velocity of P at O is d theta by dt equal to LV by OP square. This is our required answer. So, the angular velocity about a point of the particle about the point, as the particle is moving on the straight line, is nothing but LV by OP square as per our given answers. This is one important problem related to the rate of change. Okay.